put in question marks. I was going to go live this morning with the session. However, I'm going to the gym for that instead. I had some mad dreams last night. Mad. Took a walk. Good morning. See how the food diaries are doing this morning. Weight's come off me again this morning. I did want to be hitting 15,000 steps a day whilst managing my calories, but I'm managing my calories well with about 13,000 this week so far. It's been a struggle. Just shows you how many steps I was normally getting without the extra effort in the morning. The kids are still asleep. I'm half asleep. We don't have to be fully awake to train, do we? So I'm going to go to the gym later and do some upper back. I like to go to the gym to do back so I can do pull-ups and get access to more weights and resistance machine. Good morning, everyone. Right, so her steps were decent yesterday at 9k. But her food doesn't sync up yet. I don't think she's recording. So she brought her steps down yesterday, but the last couple of days her steps have been at like 20,000, so that's fine. It's fine to do high and low step days, guys, if you struggle on some days. I know she had a lot of meetings and things booked in yesterday, and also you can do that with your calories as well. Have high and low days of calorie when you need more calories, less calories. That's when you get clever at doing it. So steps were very low, calories were a little bit higher. So sometimes you find if you keep getting high steps and low calories, your body pushes back for fat loss, wants to stay stable in a stable weight, and the pushback looks like hunger, fatigue. So you can see, so the last couple of days she's been getting 20,000 steps, and then yesterday she's got 8k steps and higher calories, and that's what the pushback looks like. I believe it's catching up with her a little bit. 120 grams of protein's decent, she certainly tried there. She only got 10 grams of fibre, so if she was trying to manage food and hunger better, she should have upped the volume of fibrous foods. High steps and cold, it's cold here. High steps possibly caught up with you. Looking hungrier yesterday, but fibre says it's low. So this is what part of my job is. Good morning, sweetie. Yeah, you want to turn it on? Just turn it on at the wall, don't touch the... It doesn't matter, just put them both on if you're not sure. The one that's got the plug next to it. Good morning, guys. Yeah, so part of my job, so I'm an online coach. I've got a group where I coach that they have personalised nutrition, but they don't get me checking in on the food, and they have reflection forms automatically sent once a week, and of course exercise program and education and sticking to the calories. Then I've got another one-to-one online group, one-to-one coaching program where every day I comment on the food diary, how they're doing, and it helps with accountability, knowing that someone can see your food. Thanks for likes, guys. I think I'm going a bit too fast here. So she's got a hamstring. And what I see a lot of as well when you're starting out is you track a little bit, and then as soon as you can't be perfect, you stop tracking. Then you track a little bit, then you stop tracking. Usually see it Monday to Thursday. People will be great, and then they'll just stop all the accountability. Sure, the tractor hobnob. So it can take time coming out of the perfectionist mindset. But you've got to be willing to change and try something different, you know. You can't just sign up and expect to stick to everything straight away. I feel like I'm warming up now. Morning, guys, welcome to my live. Good morning from Scotland. What temperature is it in Greece just now? You'll be heating up, won't you? Certainly getting warmer. I don't want to brag, but it's about 6 degrees Celsius in Scotland. Which sucks. Had the best night's sleep last night. Without sleep, I consistently get good sleep. Even though I've got 2 children, I know that they're the problem. There's nothing going on in my brain. And I'm someone who needs 8 hours. And I got my 8. I went to bed for 8.5, but finally fell asleep at 8. And I feel refreshed, and yeah. It's the kids that ruin sleep. So without getting a good amount of sleep, everything becomes 10 times harder with fat loss. And those that get less than 7 hours tend to overeat by about 500 calories on average a day. 8 degrees Celsius in Greece as well. So far off what it is in Scotland in the daytime. That's shocking. I didn't know it got that cold. Well, maybe I did, because you don't get holidays, do you, at this time of year? I love Greece. Been to Crete, been to Rhodes. Is that it? I thought I'd been somewhere. Oh, Santorini. So I went to Santorini when I was pregnant, heavily. And my partner at the time, he was tasting some honey wine that just tasted of honey. Do you know what that's called? Very strong. But I obviously couldn't have any because I was pregnant. Back in the days when I was around alcohol, I don't associate myself with that anymore, that drug. But yeah, let us know if you know the name of the wine, the honey wine that they have in Greece. Maybe it was just in Santorini, it was a big thing. Morning, guys, welcome to my live. I'm answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain, rehab. I'm a certified trainer of 12 years, Pilates and yoga teacher. I'd love a like and subscribe if you're wanting to know about exercise, nutrition, back pain, rehab. I'm speaking English. Ouzo is the strongest drinks in. Yeah, it's not, it wasn't ouzo. I hate ouzo. Aniseed, anything aniseedy and licorice, I can't stand. My mum likes ouzo. He said it was a honey wine. So I'm a health and fitness trainer, specialise in female fat loss. If anyone's struggling with stopping and starting the fat loss journey, weight loss journey, comment below, see if I can help you. It's normal to overeat, it's normal to fail, but as long as you're taking a reflective approach and being curious about your behaviours, for example, you're like, why did I overeat that day? Or because I had an argument, or it was a stressful day at work, or Maybe it was because I pushed myself too hard yesterday and my hunger pangs have spiked. Maybe it's hormonal. And see if it is hormonal. It's quite validating, and you can get ready if you find patterns. I'm just going to block this wee fanny. I'll block him and report him. Explicit. Bye. Good morning, guys. So I'm going live today on Instagram with another coach discussing postpartum rehab. I'm really excited. It's the first time I've been live on Instagram. This might be the start of doing it more regularly. I don't know if she's going to send me an invite, if I want to send, like if I jump on the live and then she attaches herself to me, I don't know. I'll give her a message this morning. So I'm going to go to the gym, record content this morning. So yeah, we're discussing coming back after having babies. She's had one child who's similar age to mine at 6, and I've got 2 children. And I think I was qualified postnatal rehab before I had babies. The experience it brings having babies and the compassion and empathy you have, and it's so complicated. I can't believe how complicated it is to brace your core. And you can think that you're bracing your core, when in fact muscles are getting missed. So we're going to be talking about diastasis recti. She says diastasis recti. Might just call it diastasis. Anyway, it's when your linea alba separates and widens to carry a baby. Totally normal, happens in all pregnancies. But for a lot of women, it turns out something like 60% or more, because it may be underreported, it's meant to go back itself, but it didn't for me, and it doesn't for a lot of women. And when it doesn't, and men can get diastasis recti as well. Like if you've got a desk job, you've got a super weak core. Now the problem with diastasis recti is that you never really get those 6-pack abs if that's what you're wanting to achieve, because there's a big core weakness there. You have like the belly pooch. Connections are lost. It can cause increased abdominal pressure, intra-abdominal pressure in the wrong areas, like pelvic floor. It can cause back pain, hiatus hernia. So it's about rebuilding those connections. So as boring as it is, as soon as you've had babies, or if you've got a super weak core, you need to be doing things like dead bugs, but dead bugs might be too advanced. That's when you're lying on your back, going like that with your arms and legs, but keeping your core braced. You've got to learn proper bracing of the core, because I had a dominant rectus abdominis 6-pack muscle, but under firing TVA, which is the deepest core muscle, which is normal after pregnancy, but also my obliques weren't coming to the party either. And your glutes and any hip discomfort is a window into your pelvic floor and how well it's functioning. For example, if you get a tightness in your hips and discomfort, it can be caused from a weak or tight pelvic floor. If you're rounding at your shoulders, it can also be caused by your pelvic floor. It is fascinating. I always try and go left and right for thoracic mobility. It's good to get a bit of movement this morning. Good morning, guys. So yeah, I went from a mistake with my first pregnancy. I did my own rehab briefly, but then I got bored, and then I was just doing traditional ab exercises. But then I became qualified as a Pilates teacher and dialed it all back. So you've got to build the foundation up, which is your TVA. TVA work though, when I do a class on here, that's working the deepest core muscle, I'll actually get people commenting saying that's not doing anything, because they look so boring and subtle. but you make it as effective as possible by holding that brace in your core. Thanks for the likes, guys. I'm answering any questions on rehab. Man, I had some vivid dreams last night. So I'm wanting to get an hour's steps in. I have on the verge a bit of plantar fasciitis. Now, you know when they say it's like when the injury happens, I won't say it's like an injury, but when the injury happens, it's like the straw that broke the camel's back. I am working today, yeah. I work every day. When you work for yourself, you don't get days off. I don't drink, no. So yeah, as I was saying, like injuries are usually the straw that broke the camel's back, and for me, I was doing lots of jumping, lots of HIIT during the summertime last year, which I love, but wouldn't always stretch off my calves, and over time made them very tight and then pull on the tendons underneath the plantar fascia. So I'm working through that just now. But it's certainly getting better. If you catch these niggles early and don't ignore them, you can fix them. It's an opportunity to learn about your body. Start reframing, don't be scared, don't bury it, because it will come back, it can become chronic. But plantar fasciitis is something that I see a lot of injuries. I see a lot of shoulder injuries as well. I was actually doing an exercise with two of my clients yesterday for the rotator cuffs. So if you're somebody who has rounding shoulders, if you have a desk job, this is an awesome exercise, right? So because your lats and your pec minor end up assisting on internal rotation of the humerus and assist in like overhead presses and stuff, so you don't really end up working the rotator cuffs. So to get in the rotator cuffs and switch off the other muscles that help, you want to be in the lying position, semi-supine, knees bent, lying down. You can put your elbow on a block, slightly out to the side, see that? On a block, so it's elevated, so your humeral head is pushed into the ground along with your shoulders. So your shoulders should be touching the ground, that's your starting position. You make sure you're in a right angle position, so you're lying down, remember, and you're doing internal, external rotation with a very light weight. You might not even be able to do it with the weight at all. And you should be feeling that your pec minor isn't switching on. So it's very hard to do if you do have these postural issues. So you're getting into the root cause there. The idea of the block is to elevate your humeral head to push it down. Yeah, it takes a lot of concentration because these pathways have been learned. So it's a really good exercise. Supine, internal, external rotation of the humeral head to do before shoulder presses, shoulder work. So yeah, they were liking that yesterday. I deal with a lot of posture. And people think, oh, I've got bad posture because I've got weak back muscles. Sometimes some muscles are overfiring and so strong, you really need to load them with heavy weight to get anywhere with them. And if you have got postural issues, working the upper back and the chest a little bit can help assist in a good posture, rather than just doing back one day and then chest another. Working with them both and getting into some deep stretch work after. We've also got to practice good posture throughout your day. Check in, set alarms on your phone every 10, could be every 10 minutes if you have a job yourself or you're at home or whatever, but every hour at least. Check in with your posture. Every time you go and boil the kettle, how's your posture? Shoulders down, chest proud. Make sure your pelvis is sitting correctly. Some of us anterior rotate the pelvis out if you've got an anterior tilt. Some people posterior tilt, which is like a bend back. And you also want to be mindful of how you're walking as well. Make sure you're distributing your weight evenly over your feet in the centre. I'm speaking to those that have been pregnant because I have a tendency to walk on the outer edges of the feet. You should be trying to correct that. I deal with a lot of pelvic instability issues as well. Piriformis syndrome, for example. Oh, my glutes are sore from yesterday. I only trained 25 minutes. I was on the reformers, the Pilates reformers machine. One bum cheek's sorer than the other. But this glute is my naughty glute. It's sore a little bit, but it kept switching off yesterday during my session. Do you know how frustrating that is? You're trying to work your bum cheek and you're connecting to the hip instead, and your hips are burning. It's so annoying. That's why warm-up exercises are really important. Helps build that connection. You want to make sure your neck's back as well, because we do a lot of this, don't we? Rounding shoulders, neck forward. Good morning, guys. Welcome to my live. Answering any questions on exercise, nutrition, back pain rehab. Let's check my YouTube, see how much I got paid yesterday. You can join my membership only videos from $2.99 a month, which is an absolute bargain, by the way. 50p! I got 50p yesterday. That's so cool when you get paid. I need to record some content today. So I'm going to be training for pull-ups, pull-up strength. I need to take my ring off because my other ring got broken last week when I was doing kipper pull-ups, you know, the swing. So last year, summer, when I was a lot lighter, I could manage about 8 pull-ups. This year I want at least 10. So the training has started. So right now, heavier, but stronger. Am I stronger? Yeah. I was fitter last year, but that's okay because that'll increase as I go. But anyway, right now I can manage 3 overhand grip pull-ups. So I'm building that. So I'll be doing upper back today, lots of pull-ups, lots of variety. I'm going to take my resistance band, I must remember. I was going to practice some deadlifts, but my lower body's really sore at the moment from yesterday. And it's Wednesday today, so Thursday morning I'll be going live with a hard cardio HIIT. I like to get one of them in once a week. Challenge my cardiovascular system. You're only as healthy as you are fit. Fitness is your health, okay? So if you're going to the gym, if you're eating right and everything, but you get totally out of breath when you're walking up a hill or running from a bus, then you're not healthy. And that's not my opinion. That's science-based. And that's the approach I go for, science-based. So I'll be saying on the live this morning, so I think she wants to lead with diastasis recta, so we'll talk about that. But then I want to edge towards postural, bad habits with posture after having babies, and what can happen, because I deal with a lot of that. But also piriformis syndrome. Now, when your pelvic floor isn't firing properly, hip muscles and deep gluteal muscles tend to overcompensate, and that's why we can be left with sciatica after babies. So yeah, again, it comes back to the core. There's a foundation for. So I'm walking on a slight incline to mimic walking outside, because the surface is never flat outside. I've never not walked on an incline ever since I learnt that. There's a small bend in the knees. I wonder how my client is this morning, because yesterday we did loads of single leg exercises, so he's got an under firing glute as well. He's got a posterior tilt of the pelvis that he finds it very hard to come out of. Connection's lost. He's trying to learn pistol squats. and we were doing single leg toe taps. So imagine one of your legs on a high-ish box, and then you're coming down and toe tapping and back up again, floor with the other leg. Doing lunges, step ups. We need to do, forgot to put in deficit calf raises, but because we've done lunges, we're working the heel, the plantar fascia, and the calves, soleus, Achilles tendon anyway. And then he's coming back from a bicep tendon tear, and we trained it last, was it Friday? We loaded it quite a bit, the tendon and the bicep, and he was fine after that. And of course yesterday was Tuesday, so you don't want to leave it too long between when you last worked it. If you're trying to build muscle and strength and a particular body part, you really want to hit it 2 to 3 times a week, because you're looking for the stimulus. So even if you're finishing off a set with X exercises for that other body part that you want to build, you should be going to failure with good form, or a rep or so off it. Good morning, guys. I think this talk that I'm doing today, I think she's probably booked out an hour, 11:15 to 12:15, because then I need to go and pick up the toddler from nursery. I did want to go for a little jog as well, but I'm hoping I've given myself enough time, because I know me, once I get started, I'm sure I'll learn stuff from her as well. So she works with a lot of mums online, so I still have that element where I see them in person, which I think is so valuable. Then I can apply it to my online coaching. I don't think I'll ever give up in-person training with a select few, because of how valuable it is. And I've got the best clients as well, as in like they challenge me. I'll probably just drop it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 clients that I see on a weekly basis, unless I'm missing somebody. So it's a good variety. I've got some my age, 6, 7. So yeah, I've got a variety of ages. I've got clients that are 62, 63. I've got clients that are similar age to me, in their 30s, which is the ideal age range for me. I like to see women after they've had babies, and the amount of times that like women will say to me, "Oh yeah, I'm not postnatal anymore because it was 20 years ago I had babies." No, you'll always be postnatal. You've always passed a baby through your pelvis, or C-section, or you've carried a baby on the pelvic floor. But they're like, almost invalidate themselves, that they shouldn't be struggling anymore. Or if you've never done the rehab after babies, then the issues are never going to go away. And it's never too long to come back stronger and fitter as well, and to change what you don't like about your body. So I've been walking for 30 minutes. So I've dropped about a pound this week. It was about a pound last week. So I'm like sustainably, slowly achieving fat loss, because I can't plug any more time. I need my calories for my children, like to play with them and to get all my tasks done for the day. So I'm on about 2,300 calories, about 12 to 14,000 steps. I am trying to aim on edge towards 15k a day. As the days get longer, nights get lighter, I'll be able to get them steps in no problem. But it's certainly a challenge in the winter, and that's why I bought a water pad, Don't come to me and tell me that you want to lose fat if you're not prepared to do stuff like that. You don't achieve fat loss by accident anymore. Our environments, all of us, we're designed to put on weight and move as little as possible. And the average person does just that. So if you want to lose fat, you're looking to be not average, which requires you to be behaving a little bit different to everybody else. There's not many people that get up at 5 a.m. to get steps in, is there? So it's quite empowering to know that you're not like everybody else. Need to bring in a twist. I need to water my plants as well. Good morning, guys. None of my regulars are on this morning. I've had no questions this morning about nutrition, which is a bit boring, or training. Normally I get nutrition questions though. I commented on somebody's video yesterday on TikTok who was selling collagen. It was just some housewife who's got no experience in nutrition at all. I says, just so you know, protein powder is cheaper and more effective than collagen. She replied back saying, I'm going to hard disagree. I've actually deleted my comment now, actually. I said, it's not my opinion, go and look at the research. I don't say it's not my opinion, go and look at the research.